I went for Bioline because I discovered that our success wasn't about a brand. It was about us, our techniques, our customer care, and all the things that defined us as a business. So I had the confidence to go and find out what was new in the marketplace, who was the people who were leading in research and development. And I found Bioline, they were tops on research and development, and they introduced stem cell technology before a lot of the top brands had, and even still to this day a lot of the market leaders don't even talk stem cell technology. That gives longevity to the cells. Also too, they were very innovative. They have a baseline, which is the Vintage 79 range, but they also cover 5 different Pacific lines. Like the Desense range would have GPI in it, which is very good for sensitivity, and it actually has the ability to change the skin. I have 3 girls, and they're aged 17, 15 and 14, and they all use Bioline on their skin. Yes, I mean, it's really saying something when your kids are sitting on the couch beside you watching TV with a white mask on their face, and you know, they're going to bed and they've done their skincare routine and their skin is actually glowing, and you can smell the xyloglycine in the acid cream, which is drying up all the excess oil, and you know that you're retaining all the hydration, all the moisture and all the good that's in their skin, and you're giving them life skills really to make the best of what they have, rather than, you know, feeling the need to go down the road to go for, you know, invasive surgery or treatments that are going to impact on the skin. It's better to make the best of what you have at a young age and to maintain it, you know. Our aim is to build a relationship with the client. It's not in and out the door. I mean, we have people from all over Ireland who are on our client database who travel far and wide to come back to us for their regular facials, because we're more interested in achieving the results. And I mean, one swallow doesn't make a summer, so like one facial isn't going to give miracle results, you know. But at the end of the day, if you create a program or you work to a plan, you can discover what the expectations are of the client, and then ultimately you set on a journey to meet those expectations, or really to define them, and, you know, make sure that they're realistic, and then you work on that relationship with the client and you make your recommendations to get there. Now, it could be through home care product prescription, but at the end of the day, nobody goes to a doctor and walks by the chemist on the way out. You take the prescription, you take the professionalism of the doctor and the knowledge that they have, and you put your trust in them. And as you do that, you know, of course they give you the prescription, you get the medication if it is medication, and you get better. With us, it's the same routine, but it's skincare, and we do the diagnosis, which is correct and will solve the problems. We make sure we're on the same page as the client, and then when they come back 4 weeks later, we can see the results. And very often, you know, we'll see the results on the skin if the client has said, well, it wasn't so good. I mean, if someone is just doing a routine every night and they're not so good at it in the morning, well, that's fine, but that's only 50% of the results that you can expect. Well, beauty is from within. Okay, so if you feel good, definitely, you know, if you look good, you can feel good. I think it's all about, I mean, we're all very different and very unique, and it's about making the best of what you have. But, you know, makeup is only a camouflage. It should only be an extension of your skincare. So your skin should glow naturally. You know, you can enhance it with a bit of blush or a bit of foundation if that's what you like, eyeshadow. But at the same time, your skin should be glowing from within. And when somebody has, I mean, there are people who don't wear makeup at all, and they can feel really good within themselves because their skin is glowing, their eyes are shining, you know, their skin is bright. But it's amazing, people with, say for example, the lack of acne and they've a lot of breakout, that has a negative impact on their confidence. So the important thing is to try and restore their confidence through skin health. What happens to your skin when you're really stressed? It can have various different effects. You can get breakout from stress. It can also have a dehydrating effect on your skin. Your collagen and elastin can break down, so you can age very quickly. Hydration is the key to skin health. If your skin is, you know, you have tiny little capillaries in your skin, and if you have, like, your vasodilators have to open up to let the heat out of your body to prevent human combustion. So they constrict again, but as they open to let the heat out, if there is no heat, if there is no moisture in your capillaries, they're going to just break, which is like a blade of a straw, because there's no moisture there. Whereas if you have moisture in your skin, those capillaries can open and close to allow the heat out and constrict again without causing any damage to the skin. So if your moisture isn't there, moisture is key to good skin health. So we would always say, you know, make sure that if you're drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, you know, that's very good for you. And for people who don't just like to drink cold water, you know, you can have herbal teas as an alternative. You shouldn't have any more than 4 cups of tea or coffee in the day, because they actually can dehydrate you and have a diuretic effect. Smoking has a very negative effect on the skin because it breaks down the collagen and elastin fibres within the skin, and so therefore you start to get lax skin. You lose the volume within the skin and it becomes very toneless. It also gives a grey effect, so you lose your glow and it dehydrates the skin as well. So you can often have a very grey effect on the skin. But predominantly around the orbital area, you can find that you will have, you know, fine lines developing around the pout, and then the expression lines along the jawline as well can break down. You see the collagen and elastin breaking down. Well, I think there's an awful lot of work to do in the industry to set the bar as to who should actually be in the medical field, what belongs in the medical field and what belongs in the beauty therapy industry. We've seen it with tooth whitening. There has been new laws passed to regulate that tooth whitening should be taken out of the beauty industry, and that it should be predominantly practiced by dentists. I mean, we personally have trained in tooth whitening when it became the new fad many years ago, but after doing the training I chose not to implement it in the salon. It's the same as sunbeds. We never had a sunbed in the salon because I chose not to. Your epidermal layer can be thicker in some areas and thinner in others. So the penetration of the lactic acid or the glycolic acid molecules can be quicker and deeper in some areas than in others, which means that you can get a very deep peel or a very mild peel, and it can vary from one peel to another. A lactic acid molecule is far chunkier and thicker than glycolic acid. So while it's a 50% peel and a glycolic would be 40, the lactic is actually safer because it's thicker and chunkier, it's slower to penetrate. But if you have any, it's fine when it goes well, but if you have any problems, there's serious implications for the client. So it's best left in the medical field. And it's really important to remember that an SPF should always be worn following a peel or following any sort of laser treatment, because at the end of the day you're working on the melanocytes with the like of laser, so you don't have the protection against UV rays, which is carcinogenic. No, I mean, each to their own, but certainly I wouldn't have it myself because I believe in making the best of what you have. And I think if you maintain good skin health, you know, it really should never come to that. With Botox, you're basically injecting a poison into the skin. The industry has been cleaned up a lot from when it first came out, you know, and it's been regulated quite a bit. But it's a bit of a celebrity fad, it started out as, and unfortunately there's a lot of that where, you know, it becomes just like a fashion. I mean, particularly I think it's very sad to see young ladies of 25 years of age plus having Botox as a prevention rather than a cure. Because the effects only last for 6 months, and I mean there are alternatives on the market, the like of Seductage 3D, which has a global anti-aging program in it, which is a bioline product, has fantastic results because it stretches the skin vertically, horizontally and plumps it from within, so you get the Botox-like effect without the Botox.
When I hear the name Anna Costello, what I really love, cherish and adore about Anna and her systems is the fact that what she's created with cosmetology community really stems from her vision of where the future of her industry is going. And it's really interesting to see someone who's morphed from an award winner in her industry to someone who now hosts her own annual awards. And I just think that's a great ethos of where I really learnt about how she likes to give back to people. And I think there's no greater tell on someone when, you know, you see this amazing wife and mother of 3 teenage girls and they're all thriving and they're all using bioline safely and within the standards. And it's just really interesting as well the way this is moving forward in her timeline with Anna Costello Elite, and it's just a privilege to know this woman who gives so much from her heart, who gives so much back to her own community, and not just the community in her own area, but Ireland, Northern Ireland, through her distributorship, and also servicing the UK and going to Italy to bring the best of what she discovered back to Ireland. So I suppose in a roundabout way what I'm saying is that Anna Costello, when I think of her name, when I see what she's achieved, when I look at what she's going to do in the future, I just have a big smile on my face.